Your Honour, jury members, ladies and gentlemen of the Scottish Court, it is evident that Macbeth is entirely guilty of the regicide of King Duncan and the two guards. It is evident that being egocentric, ambitious, and naive are the outcomes of three occurrences, which include the first-degree murder of King Duncan and the execution of the two guards. To begin with, Macbeth's scene in the first part, in the play, being all kin-like towards King Duncan. But, Your Honour, we believe he is to be held accountable for the regicide of King Duncan. He explains how he is willing to kill and try not to get caught, as seen in this line. Will all great Neptune's ocean wash this blood clean from my hand? No, this is my hand, will rather the multitudinous seas in Carnarvon. This is amplified through the character of Lady Macbeth, as she manipulates Macbeth into killing King Duncan for him to become Thane of Cawdor. He willingly follows her advice and allows her to manipulate him into committing the initial murder of Duncan. When they use a soliloquy within Act 2, this is when Macbeth has a vision of a floating dagger and follows it into the king's chambers where he murders Duncan in this scene. Is this a dagger which I see before me? The handle toward my hand. With this, Lady Macbeth tells Macbeth to wash his hands as he does not want to be caught, and Lady Macbeth has a plan to place a dagger in one of the two guards' hands to make them look like they committed the murder. Here we see when Macbeth enters the king's chambers, he acts all sad about the king's death, as King Duncan would call Macbeth cousin. And later Macbeth sees the opportunity to kill the suspects, which are the two guards, so he can ensure that they will not be able to argue their innocence. Through the use of personification, you can really see the ambition to murder others, now to become Thane of Cawdor. In this scene here, methought I heard a voice cry, sleep no more. Macbeth doth murder sleep, of course. Macbeth did not hear this voice, and sleep is not a person that can be murdered. This is significant because throughout the play, blood appears as a metaphor, an oblique parallel, and a symbol of remorse. Macbeth feels the ghost of guilt as well as the burden that it's on his consciousness. He is also troubled by the ghost of Banquo, a once trusted ally and friend, whom he killed. Your Honour, this is a most serious crime in conclusion. Macbeth's guilt plays a major part in the play, as he commits a series of unforgivable crimes in his rise to power, and is ultimately undone by his own guilt and the consequences of his actions. Therefore, Macbeth is guilty of the murders. As countless witnesses can attest, by the pricking of Macbeth's thumbs, something wicked this way comes. The wickedness of Macbeth must be put to an end, and I urge you to consider the evidence brought before you.